And West Asia remains on the boil, with the Houthis targeting Israel 3 times in less than a week. The situation has escalated to a dangerous new level. This has left both Israel and its ally, the United States, perplexed. While Israeli Prime Minister has vowed to respond, the Houthis show no hesitation in continuing their attacks. On Tuesday morning, sirens blared across central Israel as the Iran-backed Houthis from Yemen launched another ballistic missile. Reports suggest the Israeli Defense Forces successfully intercepted the missile before it could enter Israeli airspace using the advanced long-range Arrow air defense system. While no injuries have been reported from falling debris, a woman is in serious condition after falling while rushing to the shelter. The Houthis have vowed to continue their attacks until the Gaza conflict comes to an end. On Saturday, a Houthi missile strike in Tel Aviv left more than a dozen people injured. The Israeli military confirmed that attempts to intercept the projectile launched from Yemen were unsuccessful and it ultimately struck a public park. A Houthi military spokesperson claimed the attack targeted a military installation using a hypersonic ballistic missile.
The Yemeni Armed Forces Drone Air Force carried out 2 military operations. The first targeted a military target of the Israeli enemy in the occupied Ashkelon region using a Jaffa drone. The operation achieved its goal successfully, thanks to God.
Last week, Israel's military launched deadly strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen on Thursday, just hours after the Iran-backed militant group's latest attack on Israel. 9 people were killed and 3 others injured in the Israeli airstrikes on a port and oil facility near the capital Sana'a. The Israeli strikes targeted the Hejaz and Daban power stations near the capital and the Hodeidah port and Ras Isa oil facility. Israel's military said the airstrikes were retaliation for Houthi missile and drone attacks on Israel. On Sunday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned that Israel would respond to the Houthi rebels in Yemen with the same force it has used earlier.
As we acted with force against the terrorist arms of Iran's axis of evil, so we will act against the Houthis. Only in this case we are not acting alone. The United States, as well as other countries, see the Houthis as a threat not only to international shipping, but to the international order.
Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei denies that militant groups around the region function as Tehran's proxies, warning that if his country chose to take action, it would not need them anyway.
The Islamic Republic does not have a proxy force. Yemen fights because it has faith. Hezbollah fights because the power of faith draws it into the field. Hamas and the Islamic Jihad fight because their beliefs compel them to do so. They do not act as our proxy.
So will Israel now attack Iran? Israeli opposition leader and former defense minister Benny Gantz says Israel must directly target Iran to deter ongoing Houthi attacks. The National Unity leader also called for regional nations and the US to partner with Israel to remove the threat of nuclear Iranian regime. Why is Israel struggling to counter the Houthi rebels? What has made the Houthis such a formidable force? Since at least 2009, Iran has steadily smuggled increasingly sophisticated weapons to the Houthis in Yemen. By 2015, Iran's Quds Force, the external operations arm of the Revolutionary Guards, was providing missile components for local assembly. These weapons, coupled with training in military advisors, have transformed the once disorganized tribal militia into a well-armed, disciplined and formidable fighting force. By late 2023, the Houthis had gained enough confidence to launch attacks on the United States warships in the Red Sea, becoming the first group to fire anti-ship ballistic missiles. Most of their attacks on commercial ships and warships failed. By mid-2024, they'd launched over 100 strikes against Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Israel and Yemen. Adversaries in numerous ships in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, all with weapons supplied by Iran. The Houthis now possess missiles with a claimed range of 2,000 kilometers and drones that can reach up to 2,500 kilometers. They combine Iranian-supplied components with commercially available ports to locally manufacture their drones. On the 19th of July this year, they carried out an unprecedented attack on Tel Aviv using a modified Samad 3 suicide drone flying over 1,600 kilometers in direct route from Yemen, approaching from the west. While Israel has expanded its war to Yemen, its battle in Gaza continues. Hamas's Al-Qassam brigades has warned of harm to Israeli hostages amid ongoing IDF operations in the besieged Palestinian enclave. The military spokesperson of the Al-Qassam brigades, Abu Ubaidah, said that the fate of hostages depends on the progress of the occupation forces, as he claimed that they are advancing hundreds of meters in certain areas under attack. Ubaidah hailed the bravery and battlefield performance of Hamas's fighters and claimed that Israel was concealing its true loss and the dire condition of its soldiers in northern Gaza. This, as the Israeli ministry said, that 3 of its soldiers have been killed during fighting in the Strip. All 3 served in the Kfir Brigade's Shimshon battalion.